May I come in?
Please come.
Hi sir, I am from Chennai 36 and I am here to ask you 36 questions.
Happy to meet you.
What do your friends usually call you?
DC.
Could you share an anecdote from your JEE days?
Yeah, right about the JEE. When I applied for JEE, I didn't get the admit card for appearing for the entrance exam. So I was happily giving up, but my mother wouldn't let me go. She went all the way to the registrar IIT Madras, spoke to him and found out that I had not affixed a 65 paise stamp on my return post, and hence they had not sent the admit card. So she paid that 65 paise and got it, and that's how I got into IIT.
That's a great story, sir. What was it like settling into the academic atmosphere at IIT Madras?
It was very difficult. I was coming from a Tamil medium school, and the standard of these subjects that were being taught in the courses outside Tamil Nadu were very high. So I had to deal with those peers, and their level was very high and the class teachers were pitching to their level. So I was finding it difficult.
Could you describe your college life at IIT Madras in one word?
Excellent.
Interesting. Sir, I noticed a lot of your awards lined up here.
Yeah.
Of all the awards and accolades, which one do you keep close to your heart?
This is the Distinguished Alumnus Award I got from IIT in the year 2009.
That's great, sir. Favorite professor at IIT Madras?
Dr. Wagner, Professor of Metal Forming.
What is one course you hated the most?
Mechanical Engineering Drawing.
Same, sir, actually. When you were in IIT Madras, what hostel did you stay in?
First year I was in Ganga, then I moved to Narmada, then I came to Saraswati. The last 2 years I was in Narmada.
That was a lot of changes. Were you involved in any of the inter-hostel competitions?
I was the cultural secretary of the Narmada hostel in my 4th and final years. At that time I was busy arranging intra-hostel programs and inter-hostel programs.
What is one stark difference you noticed between Chennai in the 1970s and the present day Chennai?
Things have paced up, that's all. Otherwise it remains as before.
How has your relationship with IIT Madras been over the years?
Oh, it has been excellent. Actually, I have spent more time in IIT after passing out of IIT than even when I was studying in IIT for 5 years.
What challenges did you face during your stint as the first secretary of the IIT Madras Alumni Association?
See, that time the director held the power to appoint the president and treasurer of the association, which was against the rules of the Societies Act. So I could not convince Professor Swami. But later on, when Anant became the director, I was able to convince him that it is not proper for the director to appoint, but let it be selected through an election process, and he agreed.
That's nice. You were also part of the managing committee of the Ramakrishna Ashrama. What is one takeaway?
I have spent 41 years there, and I am very happy that I was part of a group which privatized the Ramakrishna Mission schools. That has boosted the level of academic level of the school.
Did you see yourself making a career in metallurgy in your early years at IIT Madras?
I took metallurgy because that was the most, it looked very challenging, that's right.
When most of your batchmates were looking at a master's degree in the US, why did you decide to pursue it in Germany?
I was not interested in US because I thought that could lead me to an academic career. So I was keen on an industrial career, for which I thought this German training would help me.
How difficult was it applying and getting into a German company?
I took the help of Professor Wagner. He helped me to identify some companies and gave me supporting letters. And I got offer from a few companies, out of which I got one offer from an aerospace company with stipend. So I took it.
How long did you stay in Germany, sir, and what did you work on?
18 months. Initially I was exposed to the shop floor. Then I was absorbed in the alloy development division, where they were developing alloys for various aerospace industries, aluminum alloys.
What did you do when you moved back to India?
I had a lot of problems because my return was unplanned. So I had a lot of problems getting a job even for after 6 months.
Oh wow. How did you get into gold plating, sir?
Gold plating is the last business that I started in the late 90s. Actually, I I have been moving from up the value added chain in my business. First I was in fabrication, then I got into sub-assemblies, then I got into full equipment, then I got into equipment of my own design, then I moved to aluminum foundry, then I moved to electroless nickel plating, which is again a very new area, and finally we landed on gold plating, not because gold plating was anything unique, but we were able to use electrophoretic coating on gold, which helped us to reduce the size of the gold and reduce the cost.
Yes, sir. Sir, I've heard that you have a very cool gold room. Can
Yeah,
we see that?
we have a Tejas, our showroom, where we display all the gold plated items. We can come and take a look at it.
This room looks gorgeous, sir. What was the most challenging thing about running a startup?
See, when I started this startup, I had no money. There was no money and I had no experience. And you need at least a couple of years of experience, then you could have done well. So it was very difficult. It was very difficult.
You've been called an entrepreneur with the Midas touch. What is the secret?
See, somehow I had the knack of finding out very quickly what works and what doesn't work, what sells and what doesn't sell. That could be the reason.
That feels like the skill of the 21st century. The products you have developed have vast applications. What is one product that you are most proud of yourself for?
One product I am most proud of is we have developed a test kit to check the level of iodine in iodized salt. It's a simple solution. You put a drop of it on salt, the salt will turn color and will indicate the presence of iodine. This kit is sold through UNICEF to 142 countries. Even now we are selling these kits to UNICEF. For the past 40 years, we are the sole suppliers of this kit to UNICEF.
That's amazing, sir. Coffee versus tea.
Yeah, coffee.
We had a feeling you would say that, sir. What made you get into the coffee shop business?
There were two reasons. One is I was interested in being a part of a startup, and my son was partly involved with the coffee administration. So I chose to invest in the coffee shop. It was not a good investment.
The aesthetics in this room look on point, sir.
Yeah, this is a customer experience room of my son. He runs a design studio. He's purely dyslexic and very creative.
Right. What's your fondest childhood memory, sir?
There were many. I used to go with my uncle to the beach. I used to accompany my mother to the All India Radio studio where she used to give programs.
What's your favorite place to go with your family?
Yeah, nowadays, see, we have a beach house in Uttandi. That's where I would like to go.
Sir, I noticed that artwork. That artwork looks gorgeous. What is that?
See, this is the Google map of T Nagar converted into carpentry work. So here, somewhere here I can show you our office. This is our office.
Wow, sir, you know that.
So they have done it. It's a lot of tough job. This was done during the COVID when they didn't have anything else to do.
Has your family influenced your career decisions or life choices in any way?
My wife has been a source of influence in many of the decisions I have taken.
What is MDA, sir?
MDA is Madras Dyslexia Association.
How early can dyslexia be diagnosed? What are the earliest signs?
See, now the early intervention team is saying that they can identify the children at risk even between the ages of 3 to 5, but you can confirm the presence of dyslexia only at the age of 8.
How does the MDA Awaaz reader help?
See, there are a lot of children who cannot read by themselves. So somebody else will have to read the books for them. Now availability of that somebody is a question in many cases. So in this case of Avaz Reader, it can copy any text and read it for the child. That way it is very helpful.
Wow. How does the MDA deal with the stigma surrounding dyslexia?
We do a lot of awareness. We do a lot of awareness in various workplaces with various parts of the society to clear the stigma.
How can mainstream schools be better equipped to help dyslexic children?
It's very easy. We have already set up a model of establishing resource rooms. So we help schools to set up a resource room where we put two trained teachers to run the resource room, and they take care of it. And our people go and monitor the work.
What are some things we need to know before interacting with someone with dyslexia?
Basically, we have to understand that these are all hyper intelligent children. Their IQ will be 85 and above, and they will be very strong in their mind, and they will have they'll be very strong in, they'll be equipped with something very strong, either music or art or sports or something.
We're almost at the end of the interview. It would be great if we can go back to the office.
Sure.
What does dyslexia look like in adulthood, sir?
See, when the person with dyslexia becomes an adult, the academic issues are no longer relevant, but still there will be a lot of problems in executive functions. There will be an air of clumsiness, there will be social skills will be poor, and some of these persons with dyslexia also have non-verbal learning disability. That is a serious problem. See, only 9% of our communication is through verbal, and they get only that 9%. They don't get the body language and the tone. That is a serious problem.
Right. What is one thing you say to parents with dyslexic children?
Accept the child as it is. Don't try to impose your ideas. Allow the child to grow in the area of the child's strengths, for which you have to identify the strength of the child. That's important.
One last question, sir, but we actually have a special person to ask you that.
If we have to rewind in time and if you have to relive a moment, which moment would you want to relive in your life?
Actually, I'm so happy with my current life. I wouldn't like to do anything about the past.
There should be something little bit where it could be better, or it could be better for others somewhere. No, it's not about only you. You have a lot of things you have done for others. So if at all in that reliving, one thing which you could correct.
See, I was involved in the restoration of a temple, of our family temple. It is a 1200-year-old temple which we restored. So those 5-6 years of restoration was a beautiful time when everything worked, money flowed in very comfortably, and we were able to restore the 1200-year-old temple now back to position. Now it will last for the next 500 years. That's my most important.
That's the 36 questions we had, sir. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.
What's your name, guys? No, just answer something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Yeah. Come, walk. मस्ती मत करो, या तो बंद कर आपको आज जाएगी।